Let's consider an example of finding the limit when the limit exists and we need to find the value of the unknown, which is b in this case. So if you look at the example says that limit exists at point x tends to 2 for fx, and my function is basically a piecewise function where first part is when x is less than or equal to 2, and the second part of the function is when x is greater than 2. And what we need to do, we need to find the value of unknown, which is b. So let's see what is given. So as you can see, the function is given as a piecewise function, and my function is fx is equal to, my function is given as 4x plus b, that is when x is, this should be less than, so when x is less than or equal to 2, and the second part of the function is x plus 3 when x is greater than 2. Now, if I want to define this function on a number line, what will happen? This is what will happen. This is my number line going from negative infinity to positive infinity, right? And let this is my point x is equal to 2, right? So, as you know, there are two ways we can approach that point, and my first way is if I approach point C from left. So if I do that, I'm trying to find my left hand limit, right? And if I'm approaching the function from right, which is like this one, then I'm trying to find the right hand limit of the function, right? Only way the limit exists, like this limit, if left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. What does that mean? It simply means that if I want to find the left hand limit at point x equals to 2, I should write limit x tends to 2 minus, because if I'm coming from the left side, the value of the function, or I should say x should be always less than 2 because I'm approaching from left. So limit x tends to 2 minus fx is equal to limit x tends to 2 plus, because the value is always greater than 2 of fx. This is what it means from this one. So if the limit exists, left hand limit is equal to right hand limit, which means what? Limit x tends to 2 minus fx is equal to limit x tends to 2 plus fx, right? And then only the limit will exist. So as you can see, the function is piecewise function. So basically, when we approach from left, which is like this one, because look at this, x is less than 2. We are approaching from left for this part of the function. So basically, we need to find a left hand limit for this part of the function. And this is x is greater than 2, which is basically what? We are finding the right hand limit at this point. So basically, what I'm trying to say, for the left hand limit, we are using this part of the function, piecewise function I should say, and for the right hand limit, I'm using this part of the piecewise function, right? And it doesn't matter, we need to find the left hand limit and right hand limit, and both should be equal in order for us to make the function exist at point x tends to 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find the left hand limit of the function. So left hand limit is equal to limit x tends to 2 minus fx, right? And basically what we're doing, we are finding the limit at point x less than or equal to 2, which is like this part of the function. So I'm going to write limit x tends to 2 minus, and I'm using that part of the function, which is what? 4x plus b, right? Now let's substitute the value, and if I do that, I will write what? I will write 2 times 4, because x is 2, plus b. And if I simplify, I will get what? 2 times 4 is 8 plus b. And this is my left hand limit of the function. Now let's find the right hand limit. So my right hand limit is basically for the second part of the function, which is right here. So I will write right hand limit is equal to limit x tends to 2 plus, I have x plus 3, right? And I'm going to simplify this one. And if I do that, I have x as 2. So I will write 2 plus 3, which is what? 5. Now, since limit exists, which means what? Left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. So basically these two parts right here, this one and this one, they are two parts of the same continuous function. And they should be equal. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write since limit x tends to 2 fx exists, what we have, then left hand limit is equal to right hand limit, right? So as we can see, my left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. So my left hand limit is basically what? 8 plus b. So I will write 8 plus b is equal to, my right hand limit is 5. So I will write 8 plus b is equal to 5. Now let's find the value of b. So in order to do that, I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. And if we do that, 8 minus 8 is cancel out. And only thing I have left is b is equal to 5 minus 8 is basically what? Negative 3. So the value of b is negative 3, right? So my b is negative 3. So if you have a question where it's given that limit x tends to some point exists, which simply means that left hand limit and right hand limit exist. And what will you do? You will find the left hand limit when x is less than that point, the given point, and the right hand limit at point when x is greater than that point. And in both the two cases, whatever the value is, both the two values should be equal in order for the limit to exist, right? And this is how we'll find the limit for the given function when we have to find the value of unknown.